Hello, I'm Attu Jamir and you're watching Hornbill TV's Prime at 9. Now headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually interacted with the party cadres today. Over 5 lakh BJP members participated in the virtual meet using the Namo application. President Ramnath Kovind on 25th night at 7 p.m. addressed a nation on Republic Day. Arjun Singh said CM Mamata Banerjee gave a statement on making a planning commission in West Bengal. Banerjee wants to separate West Bengal from India. Our fight will continue till this government is not removed. Delhi police has revealed a cyber fraud module transferring cryptocurrency into the wallets of AI Kazam Brigade. The value of this cryptocurrency is approximately Rs 4.5 crores. The Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra, during an event on the occasion of National Voters' Day in Delhi, on Tuesday informed that there are more than 95.3 crore voters in India, out of which 49 crore are male and 46 crore are female voters. Addressing the event today, CEC Chandra said today there are more than 95.3 crore voters, of which 49 crores are male voters and 46 crore are female voters. Among these registered voters, there are 1.92 crore senior citizens, he said. He added that the right to vote was bestowed upon every adult citizen of India at the same time as India won her freedom.
Whether it is polling team in Anjwa, Arunachal Pradesh, which travelled in hilly terrain 300 miles, 4 days for one voter, or a team Zara, which was stranded after poll for 20 days due to bad weather, but they got the election conducted. On this NVD, I wish to express gratitude to all the field functionaries, booth level officers, security personnel, and members of CAPF. Without your support, we cannot conduct elections. In the last 2 years, many of the field functionaries and their families got infected with COVID, yet they returned to perform their duties and did not let the conduct of election suffer any disruptions.
To get more details on this, we'll be joined by our senior news analyst, El Nguli from the newsroom. Hi El, thank you so much for joining us tonight as well.
Hello too.
Moving on with this, India is one of the largest democracies in the world, and also it rightly has a day dedicated to the electoral process and the elector as well. Tell us more about National Voters' Day and its significance.
Too. January 25th is National Voters' Day, and unlike what common perceptions tell us about the day, it's not about the electoral process. The National Voters' Day is not about the electoral system of the country or the political personality of the country at all. It has nothing to do with that. National Voters' Day is actually a youth-oriented day. It's practically a youth day. But the only difference here is the government of India instated National Voters' Day so that it would highlight the need for youths to join the electoral process. Way back in 2011, January 25, the government instated National Voters' Day as part of its move to encourage 18-year-old youth and those above to enlist themselves in the electoral process. During that time, the Union Home Minister for Broadcasting, Ambika Soni, she felt that Indian youths who had reached the age of 18 years, they were not interested in voting, they were not interested in registering their votes, and they were not interested in the electoral process at all. So that's why the government started the National Voters Day to encourage youth to take a little bit more responsible steps towards nation building and to take responsibility of their voting power here so they can contribute to nation building. Atu.
Right, and also India is one of the most populous countries in the world with a population of about, I think, 138 crore when it comes to the 2020 data. How many young voters are registered in India currently, and how many young voters are registered in India? I mean, yeah, how many young voters are registered in India currently?
Right now, we don't have hard data touching to 2022, but according to the Election Commission of India, in its survey, it was found that about 45 new voters, 45 young voters in India were added since 2014 Atu.
Also, in that regard, could you do you have any data on how many youths are there in India?
Yeah, India is a very big country with a huge population, 129 crores, and that's not a small number. And we would expect the number of youths in India to be at a very high level here. Currently, there are about, according to the current statistics, there are about 462 million youths in India. And I think it might decline by, according to what data says, it might decline by around 458 million by 2026. So about 62% of the total population of India is in the working age group of 15 and 59. India is a very young country considering the population of its youth. Atu.
But as you have mentioned, the National Voters Day was organized to educate the youth on, votes. So, how do youths contribute to the nation building? Can you please elaborate more on that as well?
Yeah, I think the role of youth in national building is something that should not be understated here, Atu. And I think we are only now, with the help of education, with the help of new media, and with the community movements across India in various sectors and fields of engagement, we're learning the value of youth and how they contribute a lot to nation building here. The voice of the youth, and if you take into account the large population of youth in India, the voice of the youth in India cannot be understated. They represent a voice, a vision, a zeitgeist of the generation. Let's take an instance, the education sector. Protest by students, or when they raise issues in regard to their studies, their college fees, the condition of their colleges and institutions, they force the government to look into those areas where they can impact reforms at a policy level. You have youths, they have certain tastes in fashion apparel, they like certain designs and certain colors. The companies take charge of this, they take responsibility over this, and they start making products that appeal to the taste of the to the youth, for instance. And these designs, these colors, this taste of the youth, they proliferate to the larger markets across the countries. And this is a revenue network, a very large revenue network, for instance. And then youth taking active part in the electoral process. If the youths in India, all of them went to vote and they actually registered and start voting, then policy makers, they take charge, they take note of this voting base, and based on that they give space to the youth according to their interests and give them space in policy matters here, Atu. So their role in nation building is something we cannot understate. It is indispensable and it is tremendous, Atu.
Right, and also adding up to that, could you please throw a light on the scenario here in Nagaland as well when it comes to youths participating in elections, not just as a candidate but also in voting? How important, or how how seriously do the youths here in Nagaland take voting?
Yes. I think Nagaland is also waking up to the fact that the workforce of the community, and the future capital of the community is in the youth, in its youth capital here. During my time when we were kids, we used to have what you call youth camps. Political parties used to have youth camps, and we used to go there, and then we used to stay up whole night to wait for the voting day to come. And those days, these youth camps that we had were small camps. There will be like 3-4 guys from the colony. We were the youth wing. But nowadays, if you look at the electoral process here, you have youth wings with thousands of youth members. You have youth volunteers with hundreds and thousands of volunteers from each area, villages, wards, colonies, representing districts and even the state too. So this suggests that I think we are no longer complacent in the fact that youth are not human beings whose role in life is to just stay in college when they are of age. But once they come of age, they are supposed to go and start working. No, their roles are wider and bigger and much more than that. And I think looking at the organizations of our political parties with big youth wings, I think we are realizing that youth are much more than just being young and just people who love fashion and who love movies. They take a big role in nation building in that way, and I think we are realizing that, and we have a lot of young legislators comparatively, even in the Nagaland Legislative Assembly. So I think we are already realizing the importance of youth capital in nation building, in state building, in community building here, Atu.
All right, El, that's all we have for today's discussion. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Atu.
Moving on to the next news. Union Minister Kiren Rijiju on January 25 attended a program organized by the Election Commission of India on the occasion of 12th National Voters' Day. Kiren Rijiju, addressing the 12th National Voters' Day program, said the amount of dedication every member of the election team has makes democracy successful. The root of a successful democracy is a successful electoral system, and the biggest benefit of new amendments is to new voters, he said. Those elements who are trying to discredit the Election Commission of India are actually trying to discredit the democracy of India, he said.
And we normally talk about Indian democracy and the success of Indian democracy, but the root cause of the success of Indian democracy is the successful electoral system in India. Without successful election, democracy just cannot sustain. हम independence of judiciary, independence of election commission, independence of legislature और executive के नाम में आपस में तालमेल नहीं रहेंगे तो फिर काम कैसे करेंगे, देश कैसे चलाएंगे। तालमेल बहुत अच्छी तरह रहना हमारे लिए जरूरी है, लेकिन इंटरफेरेंस हम नहीं करेंगे। अपने अपने सीमित बाउंड्री में रह करके अच्छा टीम के साथ, अच्छा स्पिरिट के साथ काम करना है और रिस्पेक्ट होना चाहिए। अगर कोई इलेक्शन कमीशन को कोई क्रिटिसाइज करता है, डेमोक्रेसी में ठीक है, क्रिटिसाइज करने का राइट है, लेकिन भाषा का मर्यादा। अगर कोर्ट इलेक्शन कमीशन के बारे में कुछ कहता है, कह सकते हैं, कोर्ट के पास अधिकार है।
Union Minister Kiren Rijiju and Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra attended a function on January 25 organized by the Election Commission of India on the occasion of National Voters' Day. A book on the history of elections in India was also released on the occasion. Sushil Chandra said also that the establishment has emphasized increasing the pace of vaccination in all 5 poll-bound states, and all arrangements will be made to ensure that this election is absolutely safe. West Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar on January 25 lashed out at state government and said that the officers have forgotten rule of law and playing with fire. West Bengal government officers in the state have forgotten rules and their actions are far distant from constitutional norms and their conduct regulations, he said. They are playing with fire and they are under the wrong impression if they think what can the man in Raj Bhavan do, he added.
After having been in the state now for 2.5 years, I thought I must come at the altar of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar on the eve of Republic Day and share my thoughts with the people of the state of West Bengal. On the eve of Republic Day, I send my greetings to everyone and my highest regard for the media. Today is Voters' Day, 12th Voters' Day. Voter is the most important stakeholder in democracy.
The second late Jirio Memorial Under-19 Inter-District Cricket Tournament began today at Sovima Cricket Stadium. The 9-day tournament is organized by Nagaland Cricket Association. Altogether, 8 districts will be participating in the tournament. Our reporter Jivan Rai had an interview with the Secretary of the Nagaland Cricket Association, Hunilo Anilo King, on the scope of cricket in Nagaland. Let's have a look at the detailed report.
Rio tournament under-19 boys inter-district tournament আজি পৰা ষ্টাৰ্ট হৈছে 25th of January পৰা লৈকে 2nd February 2022 তক যাবলৈ আছে এটো দলে অৰ্গানাইজড বাই নাগালেণ্ড ক্ৰিকেট এছ'চিয়েশ্যন আজি আমি খনতে আছে নাগালেণ্ড ক্ৰিকেট এছ'চিয়েশ্যন লাগা সেক্ৰেটাৰী মিস্টাৰ অনিলো কিং আইবি আমি খান জানিব ইটো টুৰ্নামেন্ট লা কথা আৰু ক্ৰিকেট লা স্কোপস নাগালেণ্ড থেকে নেগাস yes sir welcome to Hornbill TV
hi second led Jirio under-19 boys tournament itu to second edition ola আছে First edition to Joasal Thagise, Dimapur district khan jitise, aru itu to second edition ola ase. Participating teams to 7 districts pra ina khile ase, aru duita ground khilibole program to ase, aru itia aji suru kura to duita ground bi khile ase. Itia Nagaland Cricket Stadium te to Kohima versus Dimapur chule ase, aru Sovima cricket ground de Zenoboto versus Kifiri chule. Nagaland cricket laga scope koise gole to unlike football etu to man popular to no hoy. Will be scope koise gole to professionally take up kura para laga game ekta hoise etu bra scope to hoise gole to beshi dangor ase.
sir apni parents khan cricket khilibole karne bachan ke support kura dikhin na dikhe Nagaland te
Itia parents can to usually to tanaga support towards their kids, towards their children, and towards the game. To uthiase, khushi paase, hulibi akhase, itu pravi aru dangor support dile aru bisi balobo.
Sorry to cricketers can professional fees to key level punjabi de paul start hoy.
Now professional fees to once they start playing all BCCI sanctioned tournaments. Tan professional fees to pai jai.
Okay sir apni generally manuhan public khan ki kiba ko mun jase
etu ami appeal kurubole mun dhaga to public khan aru cricket lovers khan jintu kimanta Dimapur te ase alag district te thaga han bi I hope arile to bishi bal holibi Dimapur te thaga han osor te thaga han aina itia etu tournament chule homoite aina witness kurina game to support kuribi aru players can to be support kurina itu game to age bhari bole karne itu appeal korise.
On the occasion of National Voters' Day, Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra said that the right to vote was bestowed upon every adult citizen of India during independence. He said the right to vote was bestowed upon every adult citizen of India at the same time as India won her freedom. For a newly independent country with a literacy rate of 18%, this was a truly radical move. Suspected militants hurled a grenade in Hari Singh High Street area of Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday. Further details are awaited. Earlier, Border Security Force IG DK Bura had said that the forces have received some input and are on high alert and further assured the population that they should have nothing to fear. As part of the pre-poll preparedness drive for the PJP in Gujarat, Prime Minister Narendra Modi virtually interacted with the party cadres today. Over 5 lakh PJP members participated in the virtual meet using the NAMO application. Apart from the 5 states going to the polls from next month, election will also be held in Gujarat in the later part of the year. Around 5.25 lakh PJP members from Gujarat are registered on the NAMO app. According to party sources, the Gujarat page committees have 60 lakh registered members. This is the first time that over 5 lakh PJP members have a virtual interaction with the Prime Minister using the latest technology. Modi is scheduled to visit Gujarat in March, and the PJP is making all preparations to connect all the Karyakartas, workers and office bearers of the party through the NAMO app. The Prime Minister held similar discussions with the party cadres in poll-bound Uttar Pradesh on Monday using the NAMO app. In the late Jirio Memorial Under-19 cricket tournament that began today at Sohima Cricket Stadium, 12-year-old Alotu Sumi from Dimapur district is said to be the youngest player in the ongoing tournament. Alotu is an all-rounder and has great potential, said his coach Niketyo Ruperu, who is also the Vice President of Dimapur District Cricket Association. Our reporter Jivan Rai had an interaction with the coach and the player himself. Let's have a look.
Alotu Sumi.
তো এইটো লেডাৰ বল লওঁতে খেলিবলৈ ভয় নালাগে আপুনি
বৈ নালাগে
কিমান সালৰ পৰা ক্ৰিকেট খেলিবলৈ ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰিছে আপুনি
ছাৰ 10
ইয়াৰ্ছ কোনকে আপুনি ক্ৰেডিট দিব
ছাৰ মহানা ছাৰ আছে মহাংগে শিকাই থাকাটো
আপোনাৰ ছাৰৰ নামটো কি আছে
ছাৰ নিকিতু
অ'কে আমি হ'লতে এতে আলোতো 12 ইয়াৰ্ছ তাই আণ্ডাৰ 19 দিতে খেলি আছে আৰু তাইলা কোচ তাৰলা টিচাৰ এতিয়া আছে তাই লতে অলপ কথা জানিব
আমি লা ছোকৰা ডাঙৰ ওলা বিগ ক্ৰিকেট খেলে তো একই লগত থাকে এইটো ৰাত মই তাই দুজনকে ক্ৰিকেট খেলিব কাৰণে তাই দুজনকে সুধিছিলে তো তাই দুজন বি ক্ৰিকেট খেলিব কাৰণে এনেকা মনে খেলিবলৈ মন থকা মই দেখিছে এইটো পৰা মই তালা আমাৰ লগতে কথা কৈছে তো তালা আমাৰতো আমি ক্ৰিকেটটো সামান খান কিনিবলৈ বেছি এক্সপেন্সিভ আছে আমি হান্দু দুখন তাই দুজনকে চাব নাপাৰিব এইটোতো আমি হান্দু টিচাৰ আছে তালা আমাৰ এনেকৈ কৈছে হ'লেও মই তালা আমাই কৈছে একো চিন্তা নকৰিব এইটো কাম কাৰণে তাই দুজন মন দি কিনে খেলিছে বুলিতো একো নহয় তাই দুজন সামান খান কাৰণে চিন্তা নকৰিব এইটো পৰাটো আমি চাব এনেকৈ কৈ কিনে তাই দুজনকে আমি লাগৰ বাহিৰে এটা প্ৰেক্টিছ পিচ আছে তাতে এনে তাই দুজনকে প্ৰেক্টিছ খেলি কিনে তাহান একই লগতে তাৰ দাদা চিদেজালে লগতে তাহান একই লগতে খেলি কিনে এনা প্ৰেক্টিছ কৰি উঠি আছে তাই দুজন
এতিয়া আলোতো 12 ইয়াৰ্ছ আছে তাইকে আণ্ডাৰ 19 তে খেলিব দিয়াটো অলপ জলদি হোৱা নাই
মই তাইলা খেলা চাই হিচাপতে হ'লেতো তাই কনফিডেন্স আছে আৰু তাই লগা এটা মন ডাঙৰ আছে তাই বেডিন দে হ'লে বি তাই বেছিবাৰ মই তাইকে ছিনিয়ৰ খান লগতে খেলিবলৈ দি থাকে এইটো তাইকে চাই থাকে তাই বেছি কনফিডেন্সৰ পৰা খেলি থাকে আৰু হয় এতিয়াতো বাচ্চা আছে তাৰ লগা হিটটো অলপ কমতি আছে হ'লে বি তাই এনে ডিফেন্সিভ আৰু এনে 1-2 ৰাউণ্ড লৈ কিনে বেছি দেৰি খাৰা কৰিব পাৰে এইটো পৰা তালা বেডিনটো তালা এটা একদম কনফিডেন্স এটা আছে আৰু তালা মন ডাঙৰ এটা আছে এইটো দেখি কিনে মই বেছি খুচি পায় মানুহ এটা ৰুল আছে বোলে বৈ নকৰিবি মন ডাঙৰ কৰিবি আৰু মন দি কিনে এনে খেলি থাকিলে একদিন আপুনি ঠিক টাইম আণ্ডাৰ 16-19 খেলিবলৈ টাইম ঠিক ওলাই যাইছিলোঁ আপুনি এনে একদিন মানুহ এটা কৰিব কাৰণে মই তাইকে কৈ থাকে আৰু তাই বি কথা মানি কিনে একদম মন দি কিনে খেলি থাকে
তো আমি খান তাই লগতে লাষ্ট ফাইনেল কুৱেশ্যন একটা দিব ইয়েছ আলোতো আপুনি ডাঙৰ হৈ যোৱাৰ পিছতে কি কৰিবলৈ প্লেন আছে
ইণ্ডিয়া খেলিবলৈ
অল দ্য বেষ্ট
The Omicron variant, one of the most transmissible variant of COVID-19 discovered yet, is in the community transmission stage in India and has become dominant in multiple metros, where new cases have been rising exponentially, the INSACOG said in its latest bulletin recently. It also said BA.2 lineage, an infectious subvariant of Omicron, has been found in substantial fraction in the country. According to the World Health Organization, community transmission is evidenced by an inability to relate confirmed cases to chains of transmission for a large number of cases, or by an increase in positive tests through sentinel samples. Delhi police has revealed a cyber fraud module transferring cryptocurrency into the wallets of AI Khuzam Brigade, which is a military wing of Hamas. KPS Malhotra, Deputy Commissioner of Police of Delhi Police's Special Cell, IFSO, on January 24 said, "We have identified one Palestinian and one Egyptian suspect in this case. We will be pursuing the investigation through available international channels. Today, the value of this cryptocurrency is approximately rupees 4.5 crores.
ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन में एक स्टार्टलिंग फैक्ट ये सामने आया है कि इसका जो लिंक्स हैं ये पैलेस्टीनियन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हमस के साथ इन सो कॉल्ड अनऑथराइज्ड हैकर्स के लिंक निकले। इसमें दो सस्पेक्ट्स हमने आइडेंटिफाई किए हैं, एक पैलेस्टीनियन है और एक इजिप्शियन है। इसकी डिटेल्स थ्रू प्रॉपर चैनल विल बी शेयर्ड विद द कंसर्न्ड एजेंसीज। और अभी तक जो पूरा लिंक एनालिसिस इस क्रिप्टो केस का आया है, इसमें कुछ क्रिप्टो करेंसीज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ बिटकॉइंस और इथेरियम कैश भी और बिटकॉइन कैश ट्रांसफ़र हुआ है कुछ ऐसी वेबसाइट्स के लिए, यूजेज के लिए जो अपने आप में क्वेश्चनेबल हैं, जिसमें कि गैम्बलिंग एंड चाइल्ड पोर्नोग्राफी भी शामिल है।
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.